Good evening, comrades. It's March 22nd. This is the CaveCast episode number 17. Thank you for staying with us. And, Bud, bring us in with some funky shit. Bitch! Kill it!
That was pretty tight.
Yeah, bring it back one more time. Let's just hear it one more time. Yeah. What the fuck you wanna do, bitch? CaveCast coming through, bitch.
I picture myself standing in someone's doorway and I just kicked the samurai sword.
This is a samurai
That's
guy.
the movie scene right there.
Alright, cut that shit out. Welcome back, motherfuckers. I'm already starting it off with the ums again. God, I suck at this. CaveCast number 17. I am Admire, and with me as always, St. Kynes. To my right and to his direct right, we got Munks back in the house with us again.
Hey guys.
Hey guys. Do we need to turn that mic up? Let me hear it. Nah, I think we're good. Check. We should have done this before.
Check. Mic check.
Let me get you guys a little more volume there. Okay.
And
And on the 1s through 32s, the Grand Master of all things technological, the wizard. God damn with the text messages. It's Budrow. They brought us in with the
Is
beautiful.
that part of his fucking
Thank you.
nickname?
Thank you.
Goddamn the text messages, Budrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm calling him from now on. Is goddamn the text messages, Budrow. That's what actually how he's going to be credited on the next album.
Fuck yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. God damn it, dude. This is gonna bug me if I just keep doing the ums. Okay, I'm sorry. Everybody's getting bored. First off, I want to congratulate my aunts. My Aunt Denny and my Aunt Colleen are headed up to Vancouver here in about a half of a month to go get married, where it's legal, because apparently it's not legal here in Oregon just yet.
Oh, but the thing is isn't it legal in Washington?
Yeah, that's where they're going to Vancouver.
Okay.
To
That
get
makes sense.
get it official. Anyways, I want to say congrats to them, and may you have a long and fruitful lesbian marriage.
Fuck yeah.
And which brings us into our first topic of the day. Rejoice, everybody. Fred Phelps is fucking dead.
Yeah.
I don't know if that necessarily means the death of the WBC, but
They excommunicated him before he died.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna go strong. They'll just become something a little different. Maybe
Right.
worse.
Right. Yeah. Do you think he was fucking the kids? Why did they excommunicate him?
I don't know. The one thing I read said something about they made a board of elders, and then they voted him out.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's
the founder.
the
of
founder
the
of
church.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
If nobody knows what we're talking about, the Westboro Baptist Church is the people that protest soldiers' funerals and with the God hates fags sign and God hates soldiers. The U.S. is fag lovers. I don't know.
God bless dead soldiers. It's
Yeah.
one of their signs they use.
Oh yeah. God bless.
Cowboy hat.
Anyways,
And thank God for dead soldiers. And the movie Red State was basically about that family.
yeah, that was a great movie, by the way.
I mean, it wasn't exactly, but it was based
Right,
off of
right,
them,
yeah.
like a
That's what it made me
exaggerated
think of every time was cultish kind of compound.
version. People were talking about going to his funeral with signs and shit, but I don't know if they did.
I think the best joke I saw about it was Doug Stanhope. I don't know if you probably follow him on Twitter, right?
I don't know.
You should. I mean, he doesn't. He's not on there very often. But what he said was, "I'm gonna go protest the Fred Phelps funeral by acting completely right and not saying anything and being polite." Thought that was a good.
Jim Norton attacked the whole family.
I
on
saw that.
Twitter.
That was great. It was a great little run. He was at mentioning everybody with the WBC in front of their Twitter handle.
One of his daughters, I think one of the ones that left, is pretty hot, actually. Like,
Really?
I think so. Maybe it's just because there's an evilness attraction too. I don't know, because they just all seem fucking bananas.
Did she do an interview with somebody recently? One of our guys?
She's done a couple.
feel like she talked to Rogan or...
I don't know. I seen her on Piers Morgan or something like that.
Anyways, yeah. So that's good. I hope there's... Has he been in the ground yet? Have they had the funeral?
I don't know. I was wondering that myself.
If so, I hope there's man-on-man anal sex happening on top of the dirt that he's under. As we speak, actually at work the other day, I work with a bunch of Bible thumpers, and for lack of a better term, some of them are actually really good people, and one of them follows Christianity how it should be followed, and she's a real sweet old lady, and I respect her enough to where I don't pop off too much about my beliefs, but
that's the way my grandparents were.
I made a joke at work the other day about how I wanted to go make out with a dude in front of the church where his funeral was being held or whatever, and I noticed it made people uncomfortable and weirded out a little bit. So I just kept on with it. I kept on with it all the way until I was asking every guy that walked by my workstation if they wanted to make out. Nobody would take me up on the offer.
You'd think there'd be one dude in there that was just waiting for you to say that.
Yeah, for
every day
for
he comes
years.
To work, like, when is he gonna
please? But no, yeah. I said I brushed my teeth and I had no takers. Anyways, I don't know what else we can say other than I'm glad that fuck's dead, and I hope that he died painfully because he's a fucking piece of shit human being.
Yeah, that whole family is pretty much.
Yeah. Did you see the video where they had their kids out there holding signs? Somebody hit the kid in the face with a slushie?
No, but I've seen other little compilations of them getting into it with people and people throwing shit at them and stuff.
Yeah, I know that
I saw that one.
Hell's Angels tend to block their, when they're trying to protest and block roads during soldier funerals or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually knew a girl in Redmond whose sister was killed in combat, and it was on their website that they were going to protest her funeral, and I don't know if it was the Hell's Angel, I can't quite say, but it was a biker gang, and they showed up there and fucking basically scared them off. So, what's happening, Marcus?
We got, Phelps' daughter stated that they're not having a funeral for her father because Westboro doesn't worship the dead.
Ew. Is that their reasoning?
So what do they just...
It's not because they don't want a bunch of people in rainbow colors out in front of the church?
Yeah,
Can you imagine the amount of wide out in the open gay sex that would happen if the spot leaked where they were doing it?
Yeah.
Just a bunch of lube.
You just guys fucking in the back of trucks.
You could smell rubber and lube from miles away.
That figures. I figured they would at least try to hide it if they did have a funeral. So.
Right.
They wouldn't just come out and say like, hey,
Yeah, anybody come down if you want. We're holding our grandpa's funeral.
Free hot dogs.
I don't know if they'd go hot dogs. It's a little too suggestive. Let me get me another drink here. So yeah, sorry guys. Anything else we need to say on this other than fucking
rest in
piss,
pretty much covers it.
pain.
Yeah.
Rest in penises. An
ocean
full of dicks.
Silence.
Hopefully he didn't get excommunicated because he was the least worst one. Like hopefully it doesn't just get worse now that he's gone. I don't know who's in charge now, but.
How could it get worse?
Maybe
when you think of the lowest forms of humanity,
he
like
brought too much attention to their group. That's why I imagine he got voted out.
It was jealousy, like power struggle stuff, is what I thought too. Like some dudes were just like, you know what? He's on his way out, literally.
Let's get him out of the picture before
he's saying crazy shit and shit in his pants. So let's just
bad publicity.
Yeah. What if he fucking has a change of heart on his deathbed and does an interview or something where Jesus. Oh, we're getting a phone call. It's Monee. Monee, you're live on the CaveCast.
I want to find a little butt cheeks.
Whose butt cheeks? You got 4 sets to choose from here.
I want to find out Alta's little butt cheeks. cheek.
Every single butt cheek. What's going on, buddy?
Just seeing what you're doing, man.
We just started the CaveCast. We were talking about the death of Westboro Baptist Church leader Fred Phelps.
Oh. Yeah, dude, fuck that motherfucker. I'm in firm serviceman. That motherfucker deserved to die. And so does the rest of his little fucking church.
Word up, son. That's kind of what we were getting at. Wait, are you going to come out here, or what's going on?
No, dude, as you know, my car is down. And I'm glad to hear that guy died, though.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you called right now because you are a retired vet, and this probably touches closer to you. I mean, I have a gay aunt and a gay uncle, but also, you know, we're on the same page of things. I know.
No, you know, I agree. It's a West Baptist church. I totally agree. I think that all they do is preach hate,
Yeah.
and even for people that don't believe in God, I think that's just completely wrong.
Right.
So I just don't think it's right that you do that. I truly believe that no matter who you believe, I just think preaching hate is like the totally wrong thing to do.
Yeah, in God's name.
It doesn't matter in whose name. It can be in Allah's name. It could be in Buddha's name. It doesn't matter. No matter what you believe, they don't even have to be a god. Like, I just think that, you know, oh hell, karma.
Admire's name.
All right, yeah, Admire's name. You son of a bitch.
Hey, my mom is a sweet lady. She's a saint on earth.
We ever get into. What's that?
Said my mom's a sweet lady. She's a saint on earth.
Oh shit.
Oh, so you met her.
No, I'm glad he's dead. I mean, and you know what's cool about that is like even just to say basic if it was or wasn't, dude, there are all those one pretenders that fucking went out and guarded those funerals, dude. That's fucking touching in my heart, dude. I just feel like they should be able to do whatever they want now.
Yeah, for sure.
Period. Go kill gang members, let them go for it, dude.
Yeah, if you want to fondle butt cheeks all day.
Exactly. Me.
In the same news, I just told everybody, but my Aunt Denny, who I believe you've met before, is going up to Vancouver, Washington next month to get married to her partner in lesbionics.
I say more power to them.
Yeah?
Love lesbians.
Are you hard right now?
A little bit. Just keep talking dirty. I'm gonna work and make my way to the bathroom.
Well, stay on the phone with us. I think that'll be get us more viewers than any of the past CaveCasts. If I mention that, we've got audio of Monee, because I know you go hard when you crank one out.
I'm right.
Listening to someone jack off would just be awful, though, over the phone.
Well,
Because it would just sound like somebody was having a stroke or something.
He tends to get a little high pitched, and there's a lot of grizzly bear-esque grunting, and then there's just all chafe afterwards. So
I just scream racial shit. I can't get off unless I do.
You know what's funny is I'm barbecuing right now, and I slowly find myself stroking this chicken with this chicken brush a little slower.
That shit ain't funny, motherfucker!
Bud just hit you with that shit ain't funny, motherfucker. I told him to, though, so don't blame him. It wasn't his fault.
Oh shit. Anyways, what are you doing tonight, man?
We're gonna get done with this about 7:30, 7:45, and then let Faye decide the rest of it.
Alright, well hit me up when you're done with the podcast.
All right, we'll do, buddy.
Alright, man. You have a good night.
Yeah, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, fuck you later, dog.
Peace.
Late.
All right, well, that was killed some minutes because I don't have anything else to talk about. I'm glad he called in. All right, so we'll move on from there. That was perfect timing. God damn.
Did a fucking U.S. Marine call in while you were talking about that Phelps?
Yeah, former and current. Well, I don't know. I don't even know what to call him. Once a Marine, always a Marine. So,
Yeah.
anyways, yes, that's a good friend of ours, all of ours, Ramon, and yeah, he served 2 tours and came back to us in mostly one piece. So we love him. Anyways, moving on. So a couple of weeks ago, and I'd read a couple of articles about this before this happened, about the police in Portland have really been hard on hip-hop shows recently, like within the last year or two. And I understand not everybody has the crowd that we kind of have. You know, some of them are still holding on to the gangster ideals and shit, and I know there's probably been violence in some of these places, but they basically have... you know, they block the entrances and won't let people back in that go out, you know, and
set dress codes.
And yeah, they
dress codes.
Is that true? God, I didn't know that.
No, they set dress codes. They're trying to just cut down on the violence and the hip hop shows, but they're preventing people from. Yeah,
and they're doing it to all of them. And last week, I believe it was, there's a local Portland rapper named Illmaculate that basically wouldn't take the stage because before his headlining spot came up, the police basically fucking came in. They were coming inside, taking video and pictures of people at the concert. It's like, what the fuck, you know? How are you going to enjoy yourself at a concert, whether you're doing something illegal or not, if you got fucking armed fucking uniformed officers just strolling through,
collecting info and
shit. Exactly. So he canceled the show at a place called the Blue Monk, and the good news is Portland's City Auditor's Independent Police Review Division has decided to investigate the police department, and it's basically, from all I can gather, it's internal affairs, and they decided they're investigating the police policies on these shows and stuff, and hopefully, I think the best that can come out of this is maybe they've got to review themselves and change some policies. That way, you know, this overshow of police state fucking force is not so prevalent in these hip hop shows, because a lot of the dude, I know I'm in a different world as far as the hip hop that I know. And I'm not completely in touch with the shit that's, you know, garbage gangster shit. Yeah. So, but I know a lot of the biggest rappers in this state are fairly intelligent, non-gangsterish dudes. The Sand People and these guys got cavemusicproductions.bandcamp.com, where you can get a free album called the Epsilon Mixtape. I heard they're pretty good, and it's just. You know, all the cats in Eugene that we play with, the Architects and the Illusionists and stuff, they're all, you know, like-minded. Yeah. They're all, you know, none of them would want to fight anybody or shoot anybody, you know. It's not.
You'd think they would need some sort of paperwork, though, like.
That's the thing.
Showing up, harassing people.
And I believe that's why there's now going to be a review, and nothing makes me happier, because this shit needs to happen in every state. And I'm talking about, you know, beyond just hip-hop shows. There's been a complete overpowering fucking police presence where it seems like there's an abuse of privilege and power going on, and it ain't right.
Most people don't know their individual rights either. Yeah. Like, I didn't even know all of mine.
Right.
But there's like a couple of videos I watched recently.
These videos that I've been seeing,
these kids are just telling cops to go.
Yeah,
fuck
these
themselves.
law students that are
And you're like, what? How the fuck did he know that?
Yeah, the best thing that I can gather, and there's a weird thing, because I still haven't been able to find out about videotaping police in this state, because I was arrested. I got a DUI, and they illegally searched my vehicle. I thought, but my friend pulled his phone out and started recording them. They took his phone. He never got his phone back. They logged it as evidence in the thing, and he basically just, I think it was to fuck with him for him fucking with them. Mm-hmm. But, you know, loopholes and roundabout laws, you know.
So he never got it back?
Nope.
Basically,
never got his phone back.
That's basically theft.
And, I mean, it's fucked up.
Especially if you haven't done anything wrong.
We've got one way to police the police, and that's putting them on blast and on film and making sure they're doing things right. And I got in an argument with my uncle before, who's a former cop, and about the filming the police thing, and he was shot in the line of duty, and my whole family got in an uproar about me posting a Bernard Dolan song video that was called "Film the Police."
Yeah.
And they went in an uproar about it, and I said, "Look,
what's his problem with it though? What's his point of view?"
He's a cop.
Yeah.
So it's like...
But if cops are doing bad shit, why does he have a problem
with it? But they don't look at it like that for some reason.
They film us when they pull us over with their cruiser.
Is his attitude...
He's a good cop.
No,
so
I believe
he looks
that.
at it as I'm trying to do a public service and keep you safe and keep other people safe.
Right.
Whereas not everybody does that.
That's
and
what I'm
I told him, people who are pieces of shit.
It's like that in every job. In every kind of work there is.
And... so I said, there cannot be 100% fucking good-hearted, non-power abusing cops, and it's just not possible.
Well, that's the thing, is your uncle, he's probably a good cop.
Yeah.
And he was a normal guy, and he just assumes that most cops are like him.
And that's the problem.
But he's got to try to look at it from a civilian's point of view. When you end up in an altercation with a cop, you're not dealing with a normal person. You're dealing with somebody that has authority over you. He has the right to do things to you. He has the right to do whatever, and anything that you can do to protect yourself is considered attacking, a police officer, pretty much. Whether you spit on him, yell at him, or if he gets rough with you and you get rough back, it's not a fair exchange between two people.
Right.
So if a cop is abusing you, and they always take the cop's word for it. If it's my word versus his, I say he grabbed my girlfriend's tits in front of me.
Mm-hmm. And he says no, I didn't.
No, and they're gonna.
He was resisting arrest.
Civilians got to have something to at least. It should be mandatory that anything like the dash cam.
Right.
They should just have to wear helmets with fucking.
Some of them do wear lapel cams.
Yeah.
But that still makes me nervous because, what cop doesn't have friends back at the station that does, handles digital things and stuff? That shit can get lost real quick. It's all internal.
Both sides should be allowed to do everything.
Therefore, the same excuse why if you talk to any cop about the NSA spying on us, reading our emails, what do you think he would say? Well, I don't have a problem with it because I don't do anything illegal.
Right.
Well, go fuck yourself because you got a problem with it when somebody videotapes you doing your job and they're standing back with the camera. That's not affecting your job at all unless you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So
your uncle, he just has kind of like a brotherhood sort of thing.
And they all do, and that's the thing.
Exactly. That's where he's coming from. He just doesn't like the idea of not only assholes getting away with shit, but assholes also getting cops in trouble. Mm-hmm. And that's probably what bothers him.
He's got we're just trying to do our job thing, and not everybody is just trying to do their job.
There's guys that get that job just so they can fuck with people and be protected. I mean, they find them all the time. There was those cops in Texas that were molesting people on the freeway and shit. Literally molesting them, like just doing whatever the fuck they wanted.
People are people, no matter what.
And if there was somebody there, sorry, Marcus, go ahead. Fucking cut
it's August.
Yeah, I mean, if there's somebody there with the camera, that cop's not gonna do something, and if they wanna argue for everything being monitored and everything, then they should not be left out of the loop. Also, they should.
Like Mark said, people are people. So anytime you get a group of people doing something, there's going to be some bad people in that group. And the more authority and the more damage you can do to someone's life with your authority, the more you should be fucking watched to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. positions of power can be abused so easily, and by people who don't even realize they're abusing them sometimes.
And that's why they don't want us to film them.
Yeah.
Because it prevents them from doing their job in a way that other people wouldn't see, that would bring them up in arms, like, oh, this is how police officers really act.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't want to see that.
Well, and there's now that there's video cameras, there's hundreds upon thousands of videos of. I think I showed you a picture the other day, maybe, of it was a cop just standing there all nonchalant, just macing a kid right in the face.
Yeah, just walked by and it wasn't just a thought.
Or you see the one, I think it was Berkeley or something a couple years ago. There's a chick, she's in handcuffs on the ground. Cop comes by and just stomps her head.
Mm-hmm. I've had lots of run-ins with the cops, whether it was like me younger and the cops are raiding our house, or just, everybody ends up talking to a cop.
Right, yeah.
Eventually. I can't say that I've ever had anything done that was like illegal, but I've definitely had some negligent shit happen.
Yeah.
When I beat my mom's boyfriend up, I told him that he had a weapon. Not only did he not go pick up the weapon, which I showed him where it was, he didn't even write that he had a weapon, which totally changed would have changed my charge and the whole story behind what happened. It was not like I attacked an unarmed man. He came at me with a fucking bat.
And how old were you?
I was 18 in 2 weeks.
I mean, come on.
And that's a big part of the story, man. You got to put in there that that's probably the worst thing. And I got roughed up by the dent team when I was 15, because they thought I was older when they raided our house. But other than that, I mean, and they didn't rough me up bad. They just were. Did you come out of the womb with a beard? Pretty much. Okay, I thought so. I looked old. I mean, if I was a cop, I wouldn't have thought I was 15 either. Because when I was 15, I was this size pretty much, and had a deep voice and shit.
And a big old man dick.
Yeah, big old dick.
I don't know why you always
they had to handcuff my dick.
Out.
They had to get actually handcuffs for my dick. Cause
that's actually little known fact why he had to quit going to high school, because he always had his dick out, and it wasn't his fault.
Dick's too big.
Yeah, it had a mind of its own, and things happen.
It's my excuse for everything. It's why I'm not successful. My dick's too big. It just takes up too much of my energy.
Some people it's because they're black, which I guess the next thing is my dick's too big.
But I know exactly how they feel.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't think straight when all that blood. That's a lot of. That's like a fucking. That's like a 1 liter pop bottle.
His face turns completely white when he gets hard. It's really weird.
We're talking rock hard.
and the thing about it is, Kynes has the most perfectly obsidian colored dick. It's weird. He's white. I don't understand.
That'd be fucking crazy.
But he drops trow, and it's like you're looking at an onyx ballast,
or like if my dick got frostbite. Like a frostbitten toe. Like that was the only part of my. Like I just stuck my dick in a big thing of ice and left it there.
Dry ice.
Yeah, until it just rotted.
But it's not, ladies.
Don't get it twisted. It's not how it is.
Yeah, so the bottom line is, if we're going to be watched constantly, everybody should be watched constantly. And the people with more power, more weapons, more authority to use those weapons.
Fuck yeah, man.
They should be on camera all the time.
Anybody that can pull you over, search your car, impound your car, and put you in a cage, everybody should be able to see what happened when that took place.
Yeah.
That's just fair, if you ask me.
Now, I'm not saying some people don't deserve to get their fucking ass whooped with some batons, maybe occasionally, but not when they're in handcuffs on the ground,
If I was a cop, I wouldn't take a whole lot of shit. There's certain lines I wouldn't cross.
And you can't, because once you cross that line one time, it gets easier and easier to do it. I mean, we all know fucking from various other things where, we let ourselves cross lines, whether it be drugs or whatever. It just gets easier and easier to do it until you got to put yourself in check.
It's just a chicken shit thing to do is hide behind a badge and a gun and fuck with people. I was watching that Jake Gyllenhaal movie where he's a cop.
Brokeback Mountain?
No.
Oh.
That's a good one, though. Is him and some Mexican dude are cops. I think it's
End of Watch?
End of Watch.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I haven't seen it.
That's pretty good.
I just remember movie names really well. It's a talent.
They go into this house and they end up like talking shit back and forth with this guy, and the guy tells, I think it's Jake Gyllenhaal. He tells the Mexican guy, he's like, you wouldn't be shit without those cuffs and that badge and shit and that gun. And so he sets it all down and fist fights.
Oh,
him,
the
like
old
Jake Gyllenhaal watches. Move. And that's how I want a cop to be. Like, you know,
absolutely.
He's like, you know what?
Yeah, if somebody's gonna try you, fucking.
And he was getting fucked up at one point too, and
put the taser down. Fucking.
That's a movie, obviously, but
knuckle up.
That would be ideal. Is just if they just acted like normal human beings.
I seen a couple of. I don't know if they were cops. I think they were security guards. A couple of black dudes scrapping it out. The security guard's like, all right, fucking put the dukes up, and they just started getting at it.
I seen a video like that.
Yeah.
And the security guard knew his shit.
I think, yeah, he was.
He blocks a bunch of blows and he starts just.
That's the same video I saw.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Let's do a March Madness update after everybody's brackets are completely fucked anyways.
I don't even do a bracket because I just after the first round I'm already done. Pretty much.
From what you would pick.
Yeah.
How's the Oregon game going there, Marcus?
67-65 Wisconsin. Just by 2 right now.
How much time?
There's 7.5 minutes left.
So, you being a Duck fan and a basketball fan, what kind of a chance do you think they have if they make it past this game?
Yeah.
Who would they play?
Realistically, they
Wisconsin.
Sweet 16 would be nice. Like, I think that would be a successful,
Is the next round Sweet 16?
Yep.
Nice. So, yeah, Oregon's. I don't really.
Close game right now.
Yeah.
They were up by 12 at half, so they sort of let up a little bit.
I think they lucked out getting the seed that they got.
I feel like they should have been better because they were.
They'd probably be in a tougher game right now, though.
They'd be playing a number 3 or 4 seed instead of a number 2 seed, but Wisconsin, I think, they came out and underestimated them in the first half because, Oregon shot the lights out, but you don't expect a 7 seed to come out and be that good. They finished 3rd in the Pac-12. Does
Oregon have any guys you think are going into the draft this year?
No, they're a pretty good team. Like they got a team thing going on where like no one's a real star. Like they got a couple senior transfers who came this year from other schools because
role players.
Yeah, they took the score. I think they got a guy averaging about 18, which is what Aaron Brooks averaged. When he went to the NBA a few years ago.
And he did good work.
Yeah, he came in.
Started.
He put up. I think he averaged almost 20 one year.
For his size, yeah, dude, that's the only thing that's against him.
Yeah.
And he still has monster games.
Yeah.
He can shoot the lights.
Is he probably the best Duck? Who's
basketball?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would, they haven't had too many people lately. Luke Ridenour, he played for the Olympic team. He actually played with all those guys.
Where did
I think I would take Brooks.
Where did Kevin Love go? Did he go straight in, or he played for a college, didn't he?
He played for UCLA.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
The Lakers are after him hardcore, and I hope they pull it off.
You don't want to play for.
We really want to talk about the Lakers right now?
Well, yeah, let's move on.
About as much as I want to talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Or Marcus wants to. Marcus probably wants to talk about the Raiders.
We're talking about the Raiders.
I got into it.
Well, we're not gonna do it. This is my show.
I got into it with Ari Shafir about that actually, because he was talking shit on the Lakers, and I said something.
Oh, I saw that.
He said something back.
Oh, did he? What did he?
I just said I was like.
You said we're coming back next year.
We'll be back, so enjoy it. And he was like, we will.
Fuck yeah, Ari's the man. Interesting side note in between topics here. I think you'll notice that there's one voice missing from this CaveCast this time, and that's our friend Dill, who turns out he was trying to supplement his income on the side. He wasn't making enough money with the job that he's got now, so he decided to do a little bit of gay porn.
Fuck yeah.
And the video will be out next month. They're still editing. But it turns out Dylan took the biggest load in the face that has ever been taken on film.
Fuck yeah.
But the thing about it was it got in his eyes, and he took a basically a jet propulsion, the first spurt, for lack of a better term, right into the cornea.
Jesus.
So he's going in for an emergency semen removal from both eyes. We really hope he's okay.
Chances are, though, like permanent.
There's a good chance, because it comes out at 98 degrees at least. I mean, the dick's probably even a little hotter at that point, seeing as how it was in his ass right before that.
Yeah,
and there was a friction. Yes. So
friction.
I mean, he's our friend, so we really hope he's okay. I didn't realize he needed money that bad. I would have loaned him some more.
I wouldn't have given any money, but I would have been like, you know what?
Well, you don't want to see your friend taking loads to the face. If he needed it that bad.
Yeah. I'll write him a get well card.
Yeah, but our hearts are with him. We hope his vision will be okay. He's a strong guy, so recovery time, I imagine he'll be back with us soon.
Look forward to that tape, because it's going to be some
It is. Like I said, it's a world record for the amount of ounces of jizz on one man's face at a time.
So it was like Peter North times 2.
Yeah, they super soaked that hoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Nicely done. Yeah, so our hearts are with him. We hope he can come back real soon, and we hope he has no lasting damage to his vision. I know semen tends to get in every crevice real quick. I'm sure it crawled into his tear ducts. Yeah. And it's okay, because he's a man and he doesn't really use those tear ducts anyways.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, we hope him a speedy recovery and get well soon, brother.
Well soon.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys see this thing about, I posted it on Facebook, about the woman who tricked the teenager into looking at nudes of his mom?
No. But that's pretty cool.
I thought it seemed like if I could trick one of you guys into seeing naked pictures of your mom.
Tricked another teenager?
No.
Oh.
That's what. Okay, when I saw the headline, I thought, sweet pranks, girl, yeah. But then I read the story, and basically, the woman her husband left her. They had a child together, and he got together with another woman. Well, she hacked into his phone and computer and found naked pictures of the new girlfriend. Well, the new girlfriend had a 14-year-old son.
Oh, shit.
So this woman, in possession of those pictures, started a fake Facebook account, added the son on Facebook, and before he knew it, he's looking at pictures of his mom's pussy.
Oh, wow. She probably picked him to make it look more realistic.
Right. So the really fucked up part is the quote.
I would freak.
The quote from her, because she's up on criminal charges now for giving pictures to a. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Some sort of, I don't know what the fucking charge is. Anyways,
giving pornography.
She was quoted as saying, "I wanted to do to her son make her son feel the way that my son or my kid is feeling right now," basically, or something like that.
That's a mean bitch.
And if she was a hot mom, I'm thinking, did your son feel horny?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought fucking sweet prank.
Yeah, that's but that's pretty fucked
but
up.
Once
it's just a crazy girl. Her husband left her and she went bananas. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, you know what? You can't give crazy bitches your passwords.
When girls get mad, Jesus Christ.
Or don't make your password or something.
Which I used to.
Jesus, you got a button?
I thought that shit was
that was a bad.
That shit ain't funny, motherfucker.
I want your finger heavy on that thing, because it's gonna get a lot worse.
We need to make labels, because.
Oh yeah, there you go. Hit me with it one more time, just because I love hearing him.
That shit ain't funny, motherfucker.
Never gets old. So Marcus and I, I'm sorry, Monk and I don't know how I've been introducing you. It's
Monk.
He's got a few
Him.
personalities. There's
Minkus, maybe.
Minkus, Monk, Marcus.
I don't know. A few of them checked out today. They didn't really show up.
We're gonna get all of them.
I need to get at them for a second.
Yeah, we'll get them all in here at once one day. Found a little article that I thought was interesting. Apparently, Jarrow has a reality show coming out.
All of our favorite rappers.
Yeah, I mean, how could he not be? He's the man. Well, he's got a new reality show coming out, and also apparently he's on the outs with his wife. Well, I don't know if this is just an angry bitch talking or what, but she did an interview or on Twitter or whatever. I was just reading quotes from her where she's saying that Jarrow is leaving her for a man that he met in prison.
What?
Oh my god.
That's believable, I guess.
Oh, there we go. Huff Post. Wait, whoa. Okay, play that one. That top one. I couldn't find that.
That might be horseshit, though.
Yeah.
This is from December 23rd. And
When?
2013.
Yeah, this last year.
Yeah,
Yes,
that is
he
true.
is.
I guarantee this is gonna be a cut up where it's gonna. Yes, I am gay.
Would it shock any of us?
Almost
Well,
8 minutes.
it won't shock 50 Cent.
I would be surprised if
Kept
he...
Sorry. It's the windy will.
Come Jarrow!
Maybe
It's
that's
murder!
Go to the first comment on here.
Put it on me.
Scroll down to the first comment on there.
Ah, what is that?
Only his music is good.
So, it's nice to have you here.
It's good to be. I miss you, Wendy.
Yeah.
I do, man.
Sounds like we're not gonna get much out of this.
Yeah, you could usually tell.
8 minutes.
Go to the HuffPo.
I always liked it that 50 Cent said, "You sing for hoes and sound like the Cookie Monster." He says that.
I don't remember that
You
one.
sing for hoes and sound like the
I
Cookie
smell
Monster.
pussy. Is that you, Ja? No, because Ja smells like dick, apparently.
He does sound like the Cookie Monster. That's why. I
See
thought
there,
it was
yeah, there it is. When's this come out? See, oh man, I'm late on this as usual. Hey, welcome back, folks. I got another fucking 8-month-old fucking news story. I'm getting closer to the present day.
Maybe we should do.
Well,
research.
he's just been out of the fucking news so much. Like,
Huh?
does he even put music out anymore?
I wouldn't know. I've got no fucking clue.
Well, the Huffington Post is
I remember I took
jacking.
the beef between him and Shady Aftermath Records, and
Right.
doing it. I remember getting all the mixtapes and listening.
Oh,
to
those
them back and
mixtapes
forth.
were some of the greatest beef mixtapes ever.
So it was like hit and miss, but some of it, yeah, it was really good.
With D12 and everybody
Yeah,
in on it. Obi Trice. Yeah.
Y'all lost that battle, man. Murder Inc. went under.
DJ Green Latin.
Slay.
Jarrow making out with a chick.
See, I'm not gay.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I guess I have to address the idiots. These rumors are false lies made up by some non-MF factor website. Clowns. LMAO.
Oh.
Lamau.
That was convincing.
I know. He's all, now I gotta get back to this gigantic, luscious cock.
Yeah. Because it's murder.
I'm getting ready to
We
murder.
used to do that.
This
shit.
dong.
We used to do that shit all the time. Murder.
Alright, so, that's how you see that I do my research, folks. I just really wanted it to be true. I thought that was a good news story.
Well, didn't Irv Gotti do a reality show?
Fuck if I know.
He was like the Suge Knight of Murder Inc. Wasn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah. Such a fucking non-factor. I
Yeah,
don't fucking know.
exactly. But he did his own thing, so that's probably why he's doing his. Because they can't put out music anymore, so they need money somehow.
Yeah. Gotta get that Murder Inc. money back. Which
you could see lots of fucking Pac bandanas and, you know, Jaw just trying to be cool on camera, I guess.
Yeah, I gotta fucking bake my head real quick. Just light this cigarette up while I'm fucking singing into a microphone that's on fire like Rakim did.
Rakim did that.
Yeah. Well, it was on a video.
Oh, I've never seen it.
You know, he ain't no joke.
No.
He slams the microphone down at the end of his set to make sure it's broke.
I ain't no joke.
Anyways.
That's a little too old school for me, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to listen to some Rakim.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't listen to a lot of Rakim.
Oh, man. Well, I got into him later.
I know he's respected and everything, but...
I got into him later because I felt like I should know a lot about the foundation of, you know, of
Right.
hip-hop.
Yeah.
And, you know...
I'm not saying all classic hip-hop is garbage or anything. I haven't went back into all that stuff.
You're just saying it's complete garbage?
I'm just saying it's some of it, to me, sounds like shit.
I remember
progressed a long
or
ways.
me and Monk's friend B, he's a black dude, well, he light-skinned, green-eyed black dude from New York, but
Fuck yeah.
I saw
like Shane Mosley.
Sugar. I seen a post he had a long time ago. It's talking about his favorite rappers, and he said, I fucks with I fucks with the foundation of hip hop, but y'all know niggas is boring. that's
Well, it was
stuck with me for a long time.
It was the beginning, man. It was, you know.
Yeah, EPMD and rock are definitely the fucking. And me and Marcus at the same time, yeah. Fucking
God MC.
Checked out the old Eric B. and Rakim stuff, and then his two albums. The 18th Letter and what was the other one called? Fuck, I forgot. Anyways, those two albums are fucking dope.
The Master.
Yeah, The Master. Thank you.
I like some Big Daddy Kane stuff though.
And see, I
that's back then, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, there was some Big Daddy Kane
Mid-80s.
stuff. So I guess I like some stuff from that era.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. It's kind of
those Rakim CDs were from the late '90s.
Yeah. Those were
after
after the split with Eric B.
Lyrical.
Yeah.
Not that that's not what he was about, anyways.
Wasn't fucking around. I remember, you know what? You guys, everybody here knows Webby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, his little brother is half black. Little brother Jordan, and
Virgil's son.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I thought that's what you were
That's right. Well, Virgin, his mom. Anyways, back in the day, Webby comes up to me, and this is when I'd been rapping for a couple of years or whatever, you know. But Webby comes up and he's like, "Oh, dude," he's like, "You got to hear my brother's song. He did a song with my uncle, Virgil's brother Mike, Uncle Mike, and he said, you got to hear this song that he did, and fucking, it's amazing." And Jordan was goddamn 8 or 9 at the time, maybe 10.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets on and plays this thing where his uncle made the beat on. He had this little, just like a digital recorder thing, but it also had music stuff, and you could plug in instruments. It's a big, nice little panel thing. But
yeah, Virgin, his uncle and his brother, they played.
They used to be in a funk band back in the 80s
still
and
play
shit.
Too.
Yeah, and So Webby gets a CD for him. I'm like, yeah, I want to hear your little brother fucking rap. That'd be sick. And he puts this thing on, and I just start hearing him rap. And I wasn't super familiar with Rakim at the time, so it took me a couple minutes of going, holy shit, what is this kid doing right now? And then I realized, oh my god, this is a fucking Rakim song that he's doing right now.
But he nailed it though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
it was pretty sick.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how old he was, but it was the really popular one. Thinking of a master plan, ain't nothing but sweat inside my hand. Paid in full. Yeah, paid in full. Anyways, I don't know how we started talking about Rakim, but fucking all hail the god, MC Bud. Let's go to break, son.
No. CaveMusicProductions.bandcamp.com.
Yes, good memory.
You thought I didn't remember that? Yeah, I'm not stupid.
Freaking Oregon. My asshole.
All right, we're back. Sorry for the long pause, even though it wasn't a long pause for you guys listening. Marcus, tell us about the Oregon and Wisconsin game.
No. No, the Oregon collapsed into the second half.
And it looks like they will not be moving on to the 16.
Nope, that would have been a successful season for me.
Sorry to all the
just
Duck
can't
fans
happen.
out there. Yeah, well,
failure.
Yeah, there's always next
like a
year.
Keystone Light.
Fuck. I kind of wanted to talk about. I don't necessarily like bringing other podcasts talking about them, even though I listen to other podcasts all the time. The Joe Rogan podcast and the Duncan Trussell Family Hour both had this guest this week. Her name is Amber Lyon, and she used to be a CNN correspondent, and she did some pretty cool. Jesus, what's the word I'm looking for? What are people that
Reports.
journalism? She did some pretty cool journalism, and on various things. But she went on the Joe Rogan podcast last year, I believe, sometime, and he told her about ayahuasca, which is it's dimethyltryptamine. These shamans, for lack of a better term, in South America have been doing this for hundreds of years, and he mentioned to her about it, and she decided to go on a year-long trip, basically, and discover hallucinogens and find out what they're all about. She'd never done them before, and there was she had a long story about her ayahuasca experience, and it really kind of, I knew about it before, but this interview kind of really opened it up for me. It's fucked up, basically, that ayahuasca and DMT is illegal in America because of the healing properties that it has mentally on people, and it seems to be there seems to be quite a big mental sickness in this day and age where people just don't get it, and doctors are prescribing antidepressants and fucking people up worse, and other people turn to self-medication themselves with maybe things that are worse than that, for your body and everything. And
the good news is they're actually allowing some tests now.
Yeah,
they're doing the psilocybin, or they have been doing the MAPS.
And I've noticed that they're testing use of psilocybin on people that have brain damage, and it's actually doing some good. It's maybe not reforming brain cells, but it's helping these people, and PTSD and drug addiction. It's healing people with heroin addictions.
MDMA had a huge rate of,
which is crazy. That's ecstasy, right?
Yeah, ecstasy. Yeah. They treated people with PTSD that had gone, basically people with severe PTSD, and they have tried everything.
Right.
And they went through these studies with MDMA, and they were treating over half of those patients, and they never had another PTSD. It's ecstasy mixed with counseling. Like, right. They do it in a setting, and they have a thing that they do, but it was big, man. They tested it, and it had good results.
And, whatever the reasons are, maybe there's more money in getting people hooked on antidepressants and fucking ADD medication or whatever, and greed is greed. It all comes down to greed. Seems to always come down to greed, and there's more money in prescribing medications than having a one-off fucking one night of healing, basically, on hallucinogens, where you're there's something more to life than what most people know.
Ibogaine has something like an 80-90%. People addicted to heroin go take Ibogaine, and it's
80 to 90%
effective.
How is that not something that is fucking prevalent in America.
Yeah, and
Because
if you were a doctor, you would think. I mean, if you were just a doctor, you would be amazed by that and think, "Fuck, I need to get."
Can you find me, bud? Can you find me a percentage of people that are addicted to heroin in the United States? Because 80 to 90. How can you ignore 80 to 90%
Yeah, it's
healing
too much.
rate?
It's almost like it's pretty much better than any other medicine at what it does.
More money and more way.
And heroin addiction,
Yeah.
More money in the rehabilitation.
yeah, rehab, jailing,
than the cure.
you know.
There's a
It
whole
needs-
system set up. People get in trouble, and then they go to adapt because they're in trouble. All different manners of. You might not even be an addict if you just made the mistake of getting behind the wheel a little tipsy one night.
Hey, now you're around them though.
You go into adapt, and that's a whole nother group of people and a bunch of jobs that needs funding every year to keep these people in their positions.
Yeah.
And they don't. That obviously would be threatened by something like ibogaine, where you just go take this weird
Oh,
drug
what?
and
You
you're
can
done.
make people not heroin addicts in one night?
Yeah, it's got a better effect rate than anything else. I mean, adapts is tiny. They 95% of people that go to adapt that are seriously addicted are relapse within no time.
Doctors even, like they. I mean, I've heard from doctors of actual heroin users that go to syringes and start injecting themselves have a 98%, where you're screwed. 98% of those people
Where you can't come out of it.
You're
aren't
gonna
going to
relapse.
come out. You're told that it's fed to you that you aren't capable of recovering.
So
Yeah.
they say we need to get you on Subutex or Suboxone, and in order to fucking
And this
to get you addicted to that, so you don't do heroin, because you're gonna have just as bad of fucking withdrawals from the medication that got you off of heroin.
Make you dependent on something.
and they mind
make
fuck you from the
function.
beginning in these treatment places because they the whole thing is based around you giving up and accepting a higher power and admitting that you're weak and giving credit to this higher power instead of them putting it in your head that you yourself are going to be the person that chooses whether you get clean or not, and if you do get clean, it's going to be all on your own strength.
Right.
You're not
Instead
fed
of
reality.
And I can speak from experience that the reason that I went to opioids was because, I mean, I think that's fairly obvious. If you listen to the CaveCast, I don't believe in God. I don't, there's whatever happens after you die, I'm down to wait and find out. But I'm not going to waste my time praying and trying to talk to a God that doesn't exist, that isn't there, and has never answered anybody.
Yeah.
Ever. And
No, you don't know.
come on. I mean,
Don't try to act like you know.
and the thing about it is, so I went to opioids first because it was fun. I wrote music on it. I got high and did shit, and it became. But it was also because I was hurting at the time, mentally, like not physically. I didn't need it for any physical pain, but mentally, my mind was going nuts, and the easiest thing to do was to deaden everything and just numb it all out. And
I feel good.
I actually have a song about it. It's called Numb. It's on the Epsilon mixtape that you can download for free at cavemusicproductions.bandcamp.com.
We as people, we want the easy fix.
Right.
Like to fix that, and that's as simple as that. I mean, it's whatever it is. If it's, like it could be heroin, or it can be religion. You throw. It's the same thing. We people have leaned on drugs as crutches. Same way as people lean on religion as crutches. Mm-hmm. That's what we're fed, like the easy fix. What can we lean on to help us?
Yeah.
Think that we don't have the problems we do.
Exactly. And
People do it in other ways too. People listening might be like, "Well, I've never even taken pills." Maybe you didn't take pills, but maybe you were at the bar, 4 nights a week, getting smashed until your brain doesn't work and pretending to be a different person. That's the same sort of thing. It's still, you're trying to avoid your problems and your depression.
Exactly.
The easy fix.
Yeah. I always said it was better to feel nothing at all than to what I was feeling at the time. And I was fucking mentally weak and let myself get into that situation, which is not a good situation. I had talked myself into reasons why I did it. And I was a lucky one. I for lack of a better term, weaned myself off because, it just, it got to a point where it's like, I can't do this anymore.
If you're going to quit that stuff, it's not going to be fun. You just got to power through it.
Yeah. And you've got this fucking, it's a hallucinogen. It changes the way your mind is and people are scared of it. But like you said, 80 to 90% healing rate. How is that ignored? I know how it's ignored, but it just fucking baffles my mind that you've got prison guard unions that they make money off of violence happen. I have a buddy that I worked with who spent a lot of time. He did 3.5 years in California prison for.
Which one?
I forget. Lompoc, I believe, is the first one that comes to mind. I think he did two different. He did Chico and Lompoc, but I think Lompoc is where he did this big bid. And basically, he tells me, and I'm gonna break what we're talking about for a second here, just to kind of give a background. But like, he was part of a Mexican gang. I will not name because I tried to get him on here to come talk to me before, and it makes him nervous. And but he was part of a gang, and the deal is, if your cell door pops, they call it a door pop if it opens, which the only reason it opens is if a guard pushes the button to open your cell. Well, if your door pops and there's the blacks or the Asians or whatever having their fucking rec time, you got to go down there and just fight, whether it's by yourself or with your cellmate or whatever. You have to come out of your, it's a fucking gang law, a rule. You've got to go fight. And so I asked him, why does the door pop? And he said, the only way is if the fucking COs pop your door.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, why would they do that? Because they get hazard pay for fights happening in the prison, for having to break up fights.
Yeah.
They get, I think it's double time. I think they get double their wages. So anytime there's a fight, they get hazard pay, and they're the only ones that control the doors. So that's fucked up right there. But the reason I kind of gave that background is because there's prison guard unions that fucking they block the legalization of, the decriminalization of drugs, which I think it's Portugal that's doing it right now, or something like that, where they've got a lower addiction rate, a lower drug crime rate, everything down there is heroin, meth. It's all decriminalized. It's still illegal, but you get a fine like a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
And they've got better numbers than the U.S. across the board.
It's the equivalent of taxing you for what you're doing, basically.
Yeah, yes.
Because you're not going to jail for it, so.
Which you've got these prisons that are full of non-violent offenders, but while you're in there, like I said, that is a gang rule. You, first off, I don't know have we talked about your brother?
Jane?
Yeah.
Oh, you can. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, your brother is in prison right now, for something fucked up. We won't get into it, but the fact is, that he, having Native American blood, lucked out basically because he's not a big kid.
No,
and
he's mouthy.
And he's mouthy, and he's got the Native Americans, looking out for him there because of his blood. But the fact is, you have to join up. I would ask my buddy all the time. I said, I just want to go in. If I ever have to go to prison, I just want to go in and play music and just be funny or something. You think I could get away with that? And he just, no. You can't.
You gotta get in.
You can't fly solo. You have to. And therein lies the problem, because say I get popped for heroin or some drug, you know, I got a fucking ounce of weed on me or something, and I go to prison, I cannot not join up with somebody. Therefore, if I join up with somebody, I have to follow those rules, which makes me have to be violent in some cases.
Like Shane said, he committed more felonies the first week he was there than he has in his whole life because of all the assaults and shit he had to do.
Yeah, can you tell the story about the first fight that he got in?
I don't know if it was the first fight. He's been in
the one that you told me.
He's in and out of the hole, but he had a situation where these guys, one dude jumped him about his shit about what he was in there for.
Right.
He was sweating him about it, and they went back and forth, and one of the guys there told him, he was like, you gotta stand up for yourself. You can't let anybody do that to you. And so Shane started socking him up. And they went at it. And then the guy saw him again later, and they went at it again. And
you hear that same story over and over again. It's not just, you know, your brother. It's not just my friend.
That problem right there led to 5 other more problems because Shane ended up having to fight one of that guy's friends.
And how many serious fights do you think he'd been in before prison?
Maybe 1 or 2 his wole life. He's
not a violent person.
No, not really.
I mean, I've been in a lot more fights than that, but I'm not a violent.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, fights happen, and you're young, you're dumb, fucking shit happens.
The guys there will test you,
right,
to see what sort of a dude you are, and they, you know, Shane was lucky enough that he got took under the wing of a guy there. Shane got lucky enough. The guy looked at Shane and said, "This dude needs some guidance."
And let's straighten this out for your brother. He's not blowing the dude.
No, these guys, you know, there's lots of dudes in prison that are all in there for non-violent shit, and they all just want to fucking get out like anybody else and make it through the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the best protection you can have is banding together.
Right.
And being, so you know, no matter what happens, and so everybody else knows that if you fuck with him, then you got all those other guys as a problem too. If you're a loner, you don't have that protection. So. And
I'll just tell one more story just to quantify exactly what we're talking about. I told Marcus this story today that my friend told me, the same guy. Like I said, your door pops, you gotta go. You gotta go scrap it out. No matter what. No matter who it is. You know, if you're on good terms with the black dude in the cell next to you, and your door pops and he's outside your cell, you gotta go out and fucking scrap him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, gang law dictates that if you don't, you're gonna get stuck, basically, by your own gang.
That's fucked up.
So if you don't go, if your door pops, you don't go fight, your own gang is gonna take care of it. They're not gonna kill you, but they're gonna fucking stick you.
Right, and this is where you're supposed to be going to be rehabilitated, and then you're paying your debt to society, allegedly, and you're supposed to be being rehabilitated to be let back out into the wild eventually. So you might have come there as just a guy who worked a job and liked to get high, you know, when he was off work to feel better, got busted in a parking lot, and now you're going to come out of prison a fucking straight up brawler, you know, who's been living like an animal for 2-3 years. That's not rehabilitation. That's
not at all. You're worse coming out.
Yeah.
And so you and the fact is, the fuller these prisons are, the more violence happens, the more hazard pay these guards are gonna get.
Yeah, it's just a cycle.
And so you've got these prison guard unions that are trying to block the decriminalization of everything. I'm sure they're not happy about Washington and Colorado legalizing weed, because you've got prisons full of weed offenders that fucking, they want to get stoned and watch South Park.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, maybe they're slanging weed, but who fucking cares? And so then they're forced into this situation, survival mode. You've got to do this to survive. And how do you come back from that after living like that for 3 years?
Yeah.
How do you change your mental after you've already had to change it to one way? You come out and...
The first time you're in a bar and someone gives you a shoulder, you know, when they pass by you, you're gonna fucking... It'd be hard not to rage on them and just beat the fuck out of them when you've been living like that for, like, how many years? Because they told Shane, they were like, you can't let people disrespect you here. If you get disrespected and you let it fly, and... I mean, it doesn't take long for word to get around that you're a bitch. they'll strip you of everything you have, and they'll do it every single day.
And that's what actually is the biggest thing. It's just showing that you're not weak.
Yeah,
you don't show you're weak. I mean, there's a large percentage of people that are in prison that aren't affiliated with anything.
Yeah,
and they're just floaters. They float, and you know, like, and they put themselves at risk at that. But in the same, like, there's some people you just look at and you go, like, I'm not gonna fuck with him. You know, like, because they don't put themselves in that.
He's always in the corner reading by himself.
Yeah, you know, like
the squirrel master.
Yeah.
You know, or you've gained a certain respect, or you know whatnot. There's the security level comes into play.
Yeah.
You know, like there's low level security prisons where you know, like you get all the people that didn't do anything really to get there. They're on their way out. You know, that's all they want to do, and that's how it is. You know?
Every prison, is different, and there's different levels to prisons. So you might not, you know, if you're in a certain prison or you're a certain sort of guy, it might not mean that you necessarily have to do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
In Shane's case, it was the smart thing to do to take the help because of who Shane is.
Well, that's with anything. You want friends. You want people in your corner.
Right.
But
that's kind of that's why I asked my buddy that question, is because I play music. I'm funny, you know. I should be able to survive off of that, you know. People should like, you know. I've always been able to get along with people and talk, no matter what race or whatever. I mean, except for Jews, but you know, it's just. I'm just kidding, Jews. I love you. And I probably owe some of you money. So.
Their thing was, though, they weren't asking Shane to do stuff for them. They were telling Shane, you need to stand up for yourself.
Right.
That shit can't fly. When they did finally end up doing something for Shane, because Shane was in a situation where he actually needed some help. And they backed him up, and they told the guys to, you know, back the fuck up or they're going to get hurt and stuff. What they wanted in return was not to be blown or anything like that. But they told Shane that they wanted him to help make some alcohol. He got put on alcohol making duty, which he got busted for and got thrown in the hole. But this is the sort of stuff that they want you to do in return. It's not go shank somebody, but they're like, look, you got to go make the hooch.
You got to pay back what you were given.
And they actually did. You know, they actually did put some hands on people for him. So Shane felt that, like I probably would have, that it was
an obligation.
Yeah, you fucked some guys up for me,
fair trade.
I'll make some alcohol for you.
Hey, you didn't let him kill me?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Right?
Well,
like,
I suppose I can.
So that's it too. Like, it just depends on the guys that you're getting in with too. He's lucky that these guys aren't too hardcore.
Right. And
you know.
and they don't like getting blown by young boyish looking half Native American
or 500.
And I know we got off on a tangent about prisons there. But Bud's got it brought up. Where was it? I just saw. Okay, 600,000 Americans aged 12 and up had used heroin in the past year.
That's crazy.
So.
Well, it's getting bigger every year.
How many people do you know that used heroin in the last year that are not addicts? Not many, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many we all know that have used heroin.
Well, I
only
know one guy on the hand. Like.
But everybody that I know is a fucking addict. You know.
Well, there's a saying, you don't dabble in heroin.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Nobody just says, I'm gonna try it for this weekend because I just want to try heroin.
Approximate age of a heroin user, you know, a male dies at I think 27, I think, and females 24. Like, I mean, it's just, you don't live.
And also, heroin's terrible because you don't know how strong it is, and maybe you shoot yourself up a load that you've done it, 20 times or 100 times, and this just happens to be the extra strong load, or that was cut with some fucked up shit. You're done.
Or sometimes people don't even know this. You can take an amount you've taken before and die on that. It's just that your body couldn't handle it this time.
Right.
So like you haven't eaten, like your body's empty.
And your tolerance builds up as a protection,
right?
Kinda. And just because your tolerance builds up, meaning that you don't get the same high from it, that doesn't mean that it's not doing the same thing to your nervous system that it was doing. So your level keeps going up, and then one day you take maybe a bigger shot, maybe not. Maybe you've just been taking big shots for a while, and you take that shot and bam, your body just can't handle it. Like you nod off like you always do, but this
and
time
you don't wake up.
Yeah, you wake up puking.
So 600,000. This is a 2009 report, so it could be higher or lower. I'm not sure, but we got a general a general number here.
Probably gone up a little bit.
Let's say, let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say 500,000 of those are hardcore heroin addicts.
Yeah.
That need it every day, or they can't get out of bed and they're in pain and they're fucking, so they do whatever they can to get it every day, or they, maybe not whatever they can, where as far as robbing people, but you're selling you're selling that guitar that you don't need, or you're selling the fucking set of speakers or something. The point is, 500,000 addicts in America, which I'm sure is not because how many heroin addicts went, hey, let me sign up for that survey there and fucking tell you that I'm a heroin addict. So we could inflate that number times 2 to 100,000.
Yeah, that's just a guess.
80,000 of those people could be healed in one day by an Ibogaine treatment.
Supposedly, yeah.
And that's the low number. It's 80 to 90%.
Half of those people getting cured.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Food and Drug Administration that's supposedly trying to keep people healthy and from ingesting things that are bad for your body, yet they fucking pass through Suboxone, which makes you just as addicted as heroin does.
Yeah,
and you have just the most horriblest fucking
withdrawals are worse.
Exactly,
They're
and from
worse
people that
than the
use
actual heroin withdrawals.
And Ibogaine kills your withdrawals immediately.
That
story of that one dude. He was a heroin addict.
Thought he was gonna be in just pain, and he's done.
He went and took the Ibogaine thinking he was just gonna get high.
And then there's the same percentage of those people that it heals that never go back to it again, because it opens up doors of perception in your mind that fucking allow you to see what you couldn't see before about why you're doing this. And it goes so much deeper than fucking adapt treatment or fucking Suboxone treatment. It lets you see the reason you're doing it in the first place and fix that shit.
Yeah.
It literally makes fucking Legos out of your mind, where you can say, oh, this fucking Lego wall was not built correctly. There's a crack in it where shit's getting through there. Let me fix that and move this here.
But I'm sure there are some things that are broken to the point that can't be fixed. There's those instances, but people lean on that.
Well, that's where you get your 10 to 20% of people that aren't healed, but regardless, that is such a high percentage that I don't know how it is ignored.
There's an 80% of people. I mean, if the numbers are accurate, and 15% of actual, people who use heroin and go through a brain, transformation to where their wiring in their brain is forever changed the first time they do it. I get that, but in the same, it's still a crutch to lean on that, says that it makes it so those 80 other percent can say that, like, oh, I'm one of those 20%.
Right.
Let
me ask you where that information comes from.
It comes from the doctor's mouth.
Prescribing
Suboxone to the heroin addict.
And it's just, and they, like you said, psilocybin, Ibogaine, ayahuasca, this is helping people. This is making people better people and fixing problems that would not have been fixed by fucking talking to a shrink or being prescribed antidepressants or staying addicted to the drug you're addicted, whatever it is. The shit's, I don't see it being ignored the way it is for too much longer, just because of the mass amount of information that's out there and that's accessible to people because of the internet and because of things like,
collectively as a whole,
like the CMP CaveCast podcast, where you can get awesome information. I don't know why I'm promoting on my own thing like an hour.
Well, Adapt. One thing about Adapt is they preach so much about how the problem is you getting into these habits and cycles of thinking, and they're not wrong about that. Like, that's one thing Adapt has right is about addiction is there's a cycle thing that's going on in your head between pain and habit and just being addicted to the feeling. Well, taking a good psychedelic makes you get out of your normal way of thinking, and that's the cool part about it is you take psychedelics and your mind works in a way that it doesn't ever normally.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why. And on top of that, ibogaine allegedly cures your withdrawals, like on the spot. It's a long lasting drug, but it's still one session of it is supposed to get rid of your withdrawals. So you have both of those things together. And if you also want to be clean at the same time, that's probably those.
Was it Burroughs? I don't know if you're much familiar with William S. Burroughs. I believe he was the one that he was a heroin addict for his whole life. Basically, he was on medication towards the end that he Suboxone-like medication. Oh well, joining us on the CaveCast is the cat. Anyways, I believe he's the one that went to South America. I could be wrong about this because he went to South America in search of ayahuasca because he was a heroin addict and didn't want to be anymore.
Yeah.
And, you know, it baffles my fucking mind. And I hope that it's not like this any much longer because this stuff is helping people. It's fucking helping people that otherwise wouldn't. I'd like to see the percentages of treatment facilities. I'm doing the air quotes.
Rates.
I'm doing the air quotes right now. Treatment facilities. I'd like to see their success rate percentage as opposed to the ibogaine.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, they even tell you that when you're in there.
Are you blowing air through your eyeballs on mic? That's right. You heard it here, folks. Air through the eyeballs. All right, Kynes. I know we got to get you out of here, and the whole point is fucking.
Shit's a travesty.
It really is. The whole point is this shit's helping people. And motherfuckers, if you're listening to this, open your goddamn mind up and don't listen to what people tell you and let them scare you because this shit is helping people be better. I don't know if doing hallucinogens has helped me per se, but I know it showed me things and made me think in ways that I never would have thought before.
No hindrance.
And it's this. It's just fucking frustrating.
I took mushrooms for the first time when I was 14, and it had a huge effect on me.
I was 12, and the math test I had to take after lunch did not go so well. Yeah. But the fact is, fuck that math test. I didn't need it.
Whether it fucked me up or it helped me, I've been changed a little bit ever since that trip. So.
Well, Kynes, you're one of the most interesting people I know, and so I think it did because you could be a boring fuck right now, and you're not. True. So that's the fact, people. Don't be scared. If you got fucking problems in your life, research this shit and don't listen to what the fucking government tells you because they want to put people in prison for nothing and make them worse criminals and fucking...
Human factor.
Are you ready to... it's just... You know... It is what it is.
Dicks in your ass is bad for your health.
It's true.
Of dicks are good for your health.
Can we not get that out there? Because there's girls that I don't want to hear that.
Oh, that's true.
Big dicks in your ass are sometimes good for your health.
I meant this is bad for my health.
My dick in your ass is good for your health. So look me up, ladies. And but the fact is, my dick in your ass may be good for your health, but ibogaine and ayahuasca and mushrooms are better for your health, your mental health, and that's what we need in this fucking country because we're all sick, and it's not our fault, but the fact is, it's up to you to do something about it. And as signing off for St. Kynes.
Later.
Monkus.
Combination of a dick in the ass and mushrooms at the same time would be...
What if you pushed mushrooms into your ass with a dick?
You know, there's just double.
Okay. And Boudreaux, thank you for running the helm as usual. I just want to say, praise Cthulhu and do hallucinogenics because, goddamn it, you earned it and you deserve this for just being a goddamn American. Thank you, everybody. This has been the CaveCast.
Fuck is